Hey, what is up, Internet? Kyle here, Slapshot Toys, and that name actually makes sense today because I'm finally getting back into toys, not just soccer stuff. But today we're going to be doing a new Hot Toys action figure review, and today we're going to be taking a look at a figure from the video game Masterpiece series, and that is from the PS4 Spider-Man game, and that is the Advanced Suit Spider-Man. Now, I absolutely love this series. I think it's just as good as the Arkham series for Batman. I just absolutely love the game, and I love this suit design. Everything about it I thought was just a really unique look for Spidey, and since I already collect almost all the video game line that Hot Toys already puts out, I figured I had to get this guy, so I pre-ordered him day one. He finally came in the mail, and I cannot wait to crack him open. The only unfortunate thing is, if you are interested in this figure, the figure is actually already waitlisted on Sideshow's website. I have not checked any of the other stores, like Big Bad Toy Stores, to see if they have any available. So if you have any interest in this figure, I would definitely either get on the wait list or try to go to your favorite online retailer to see if maybe they have a couple of them left. I have a feeling this may be a hard figure to find here in the next month or two. So super excited to show it off to you. So let's not delay it any further. To the light box.
All that we have is just slipping away, and I don't believe that it's gonna be okay. You can't stop the bleeding, it's almost.
And here's Spidey out of the packaging, looking absolutely phenomenal. I gotta say, as soon as I took him out of the box, the white on the chest and definitely on the gloves and arms just popped so incredibly much. This figure looks fantastic, has a ton of detail, has a really cool feel of the texture of the suit, and I cannot wait to show you that in more detail, but I'll get to the figure in just a second. First, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the accessories that Spider-Man does come with. The PS4 Spider-Man game had a ton of different gadgets and abilities that you could swap in and out and upgrade throughout the game, and Hot Toys definitely took notice and gave us a ton of accessories that we can display Spidey with. And as with most of my Hot Toys reviews, I am going to take a look at the stand first. Now, this is the standard kind of dynamic pose stand that we get with most Spider-Man Hot Toys. I really like this one because you have this really nice texture all throughout there. I love the white spider. I think that looks fantastic. I really like the Marvel kind of stylized Spider-Man logo right there from the game. The only thing I'm a little surprised is they did not put a plaque that says Advanced Suit, since they are making the Spider-Punk suit as well. I'm a little bit surprised that they didn't actually kind of put a plaque on there just to make the two stands a little bit different. Hot Toys has given us 4 full sets of hands with this figure. So we have the closed fist, we have the 2 whipping hands, we have 2 wall crawling open hands, and then we have kind of semi-open hands. We also get 4 accessory hands. So we have these slightly open hands, the peace sign hand, the bomb holding hands, and then the web holding hands. And then taking a closer look at these are sculpted beautifully. You get all this carbon fiber detail there on the back of the hand and there on the knuckles. I think that looks phenomenal. And much like the suit, you get this really nice kind of texture, rubberized, like, I don't know, almost kind of grippy texture throughout. Looks really good. Really love the inside of the hand here. I think that kind of stitching work and just like the rubber kind of pieces all look fantastic. You have the little button there to shoot the webs. Just some really amazing detail in these. And all the other hands are also sculpted this beautifully as well. Next up, we will take a look at the gadgets from the game. First up is the spider drone. Now, this thing looks really freaking cool. I love this really glossy metallic red that they used. The line work there in the black looks fantastic. All the legs, this like little kind of springy looking material looks really, really good. These do rotate side to side. They look like they may actually be able to hinge, but they definitely cannot. So the articulation is kind of limited to just side-to-side rotation, but this thing looks really cool and a fun accessory that was used in the game. Next up is the Spider-Man kind of bobblehead doll that you could find all throughout New York City in the game. These were like a hidden collectible you could find. These look really cool as well. Some nice detailing and paint work on that guy. Kind of sit him right there on the ledge. We are given 2 spider signals. These are super little small discs, but a lot of detailing there. I really like the kind of, I don't know, carbon fiber honeycomb effect there in the eyes. Once again, you get that really nice glossy metallic red. Not a whole lot on the back, just a little bit of silver in detail. We are also given the Vulture Jammer. This thing is super small, but quite a bit of detail there with the actual silver of the screws. All the little buttons and everything all throughout. Looks very, very nice. We are given 1 cellular phone. Don't know if that's an iPhone or Android or whatever it is, but definitely got some cool little detail right there. And then we are given one of the cool features, I think, is all the different types of webs you could actually use in the video game. And Hot Toys definitely hasn't spared us on any of that. So we actually get 3 different stylized web shooters here. So you get this one right here. Now, they're not really labeled of what exactly they were in the game. I know he had like an electric web, a bunch of other types of webs that you could actually equip depending on the combat situation. So you get basically 3 different kind of just little looks of web shooters. I think that looks really cool, and I'll show you how you change these in and out right here. So with the web shooters, you just pick the web shooter that you want, and you just actually slide it here over the joint. Let's see if I can actually do this. These are a little bit snug, so you may want to heat them up before you actually do this. They just slide that on like so, and then you just put on the desired hand, just like that, and then you can change out the different web shooters. So the next weapon that we actually are given are the Spiderweb Tripmines. These are detailed beautifully there with all the little mechanisms there in the legs. Really nice kind of splash of blue paint there at the top. Once again, just look fantastic. We are given 2 spider bombs, so the little web bombs that you could throw in the game. Once again, just a lot of detailing there throughout the side. Just some really nice paint work there. This is a lot darker, kind of most burgundy. Get that nice little splash of blue there in the center, but really nice detailing there. And then we are also given 3 sets of eyes with this figure. So we're gonna go and take a look here at the actual open one. This one is probably my favorite. I don't know why I've always just been a big fan of the big-eyed Spider-Man, but as you can see here, it's very similar to what we got with the Homecoming tech suit Spider-Man and the Iron Spider hot toy. As you see here, you do have like the little kind of lenses here around the side sculpted out. And then you have that really nice kind of carbon fiber optical look there in the center of the eye. I think that looks phenomenal. So we're given those wide open ones, we're given medium ones, and then if I can grab it right here, we are given basically like really small squinty eyes. So you are given 3 different options of eyes for this figure. And I'll actually show you how you change those out when we take a closer look at Spider-Man himself. And then I almost actually forgot, but we also are given several different webbing options. Now these are the exact same webs that we've gotten with the Homecoming Spider-Man and Iron Spider. So you basically get 2 long straight webs, nice clear plastic. You get the 2 shorter length ones with like the little web bullet there, and then you do get the L-shaped one that Spider-Man can hold in his hand. And then you also get the web cone right here, and this thing, like with all the other Spider-Man, looks very, very nice. Now take a closer look at Spidey himself. Now I know there is a little bit, not necessarily controversy, but there's definitely some people that didn't like the suit design, specifically the white spider symbol there on the chest when the promo images were first released from Insomniac Games. But to be honest with you, I absolutely love it. I think it's a really cool design. I think it's something new for Spider-Man. It definitely kind of is a feel between the normal Spider-Man suit and a 29.9 suit. So I definitely like it. Like I said, as soon as I took this figure out of the box, the first thing that really popped out was that spider, and I don't know, I think it just really kind of completes this suit and gives us something completely different. But taking a closer look at the figure himself, the first thing I noticed is, so with what we've gotten with Homecoming and a few of the other Spider-Man releases, is we've been getting like a cloth version of the mask, so it's actually cloth over top the mold. What we have here is just molded plastic. I think that works very, very well for the texture of this suit. As you can see, you have like all those like little ribbed lines. I think that looks fantastic. You have that really nice black paint there throughout the actual webbing. All that I think just looks wonderful. And the one nice thing is I don't feel like I'm ever actually going to damage the mask by changing out the eyes like I am with some of those other suits. And actually how you do that, or how I've been doing it, the easiest way I think is to actually just kind of press here on the back end of the eye. The bottom end will pop out, and then you can just remove it like so, and then there's just magnets on the back of the eyes as I drop that one, and then you can just go ahead and put it right there in the socket, and there you have a little winking Spider-Man. So I think that's very, very nice, because I don't feel like I'm gonna damage this suit at all, at least for the mask. I'm coming down here to the actual body. Now this is a little bit more of a muscular kind of body than we got with the Tom Holland Hot Toys. Just because I do believe that the Spider-Man is a little bit older, a little bit more mature, so that I think works very, very nicely. So you will see he's a little bit more kind of muscular, especially there like in the chest and everything. but I think the suit looks phenomenal. I love the texture that you get here on the white part of the spider. And once again, you get that kind of ribbing effect here throughout the red. Very nice line work there with the webbing throughout the red sections. And then one thing I really like are these like little kind of rubbery lines all throughout. And one really cool thing is you do get that texture right throughout there, all out in the middle. I think that looks wonderful as well. One thing I absolutely love about this figure is the feel of the suit. So it's a lot more of a kind of solid rubber feel as opposed to spandex or even kind of like, I don't know what they made the Iron Spider out of, but this one just has a much more kind of durable rubber feel to it. So hopefully that means it's going to last a little bit better. Not creases easily. I mean, time will tell on those type of things. You do get the seam there in the neck coming down to the side of Spidey right there. But love the arms, love the kind of like little inlay of blue over the red. Once again, I love the white. I think it just pops so incredibly well. Here on the back, you get the lovely white spider across the back. You get some more of those kind of little rubber lines throughout. Coming down here to the legs, you get this wonderful red stripe. You get the nice webbing effect in there. Once again, I just love the texture of the suit. I guess more of those little rubber lines there across the thighs, and then coming down the calves. Not a whole lot going on. And then one of my favorite design features of this suit is the shoes. This reminds me a lot of 29.9, and I really like the way that kind of came out there with the white, the red, and then all the little detailing that you get throughout. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. And this is definitely one of my favorite Spider-Man suits. And taking a closer look at the articulation on the figure. So he does have side to side. We'll actually go all the way around. So very good movement there. There is head pivot just a little bit. He can look up a fairly decent amount. And then he can also look down a pretty good amount as well. So pretty good head articulation for this Spidey. As far as the arms, they will go just probably about 90 degrees to his body. You do get a little bit of weird bunching there along the shoulders, but nothing too crazy. There is a cut up here at the bicep, so that does rotate. He is double jointed here at the elbows. Once again, you do get a little bit of bunching there with the rubber suit, but it doesn't look too terribly bad. You do get a little bit of creasing, so I don't know, the more I mess with it, I think that you may start to get some kind of, I don't know, permanent creasing in here if you keep them in dynamic poses for too long, which kind of sucks because it is a Spider-Man figure, and I think they look a lot better with dynamic poses, but, you know, I usually keep them in very vanilla museum poses, but that's something to definitely be aware of if you're going to keep them in very dynamic kind of twisted poses. Coming down here to the hands, they do rotate and they are hinged up and down. And coming here to the abdomen, one thing, there is kind of like a jelly, I mean it's kind of like, I don't know, padding here for the abdomen. So that kind of hinders the articulation just a little bit, but there is rotation here at the hips, and unfortunately because of the rubber suit and because of this like kind of faux muscles there in the abs, does kind of move back as soon as you kind of let him go. So there's not really a whole lot of rotation there, but there is some. He can kind of lean back about that far, and then he can go forward about that far, but once again, he immediately kind of shoots back just because of this padding, everything pushing the figure back. As far as the legs, he can go about that far. You do get that kind of weird bunching there in the hip joints, and this is really starting to pull. I don't know if you can actually see it in the light, but it's starting to actually discolor the blue right there, which means it's definitely pulling on the fabric. So that's probably about as far as you want to go. There is a cut here up at the upper thigh, so that does rotate. He is double jointed there at the knees, a little bit of bunching, but not too bad. And then as far as the feet, they do rotate. They are hinged up and down. They do have ankle pivot, and because it's Spider-Man, it does have toe articulation, so that does move up and down as well. And here's just a quick size comparison, since I did say this Spider-Man just scales a little bit bigger than the Homecoming Spider-Man. So here he is next to the Homecoming tech suit and the homemade suit. And as you can see, he's just a little bit bulkier, a little bit taller, just a little bit overall, just a little bit more meatier than these two figures. But I think they all look fantastic next to one another. And just one more comparison to the other Spider-Man I have in my Hot Toys collection. This is the Iron Spider. And once again, as you can tell, he's just a little bit taller and just a little bit bulkier. So that is going to do it for my review of the Hot Toys video game masterpiece series Spider-Man Advanced Suit 1/6 scale collectible action figure. Like I said throughout this review, this is one of my favorite suits. This is one of my favorite video games. And I think Hot Toys absolutely nailed not only the presentation of the suit of Spider-Man, but of all the accessories, of all the different ways you could go into combat, of all the different things you could upgrade. I feel like Hot Toys has given us so many amazing accessories that they really nailed that portion of the figure. The only drawback I can really say is that I really do think that the suit is going to crease very easily. So once again, like a lot of other Spider-Man Hot Toys, you're just not going to be able to put it into dynamic poses for very long. So that may be a drawback to a lot of people. But if you're a fan of the video game, if you're a fan of this suit design and you collect Spider-Man Hot Toys, I highly, highly, highly recommend this figure. Like I said, I think it just encapsulates exactly what Spider-Man felt and looked like in the video game. And if you collect anything from the video game, this is definitely a piece that you're going to want to have in your collection. So once again, that is going to do it for me this evening. Thank you so much for checking out these reviews. It means a ton to me that you guys are watching them. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the Spider-Man PS4 game, what you guys thought of this figure, what you thought of this review. Would love to talk Spider-Man with you guys. So make sure you go ahead and leave a comment. If you like this review, go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a big thumbs down. And if you're new to the channel, if you wouldn't mind going ahead and hit that subscribe button, that would be fantastic as well. I do all sorts of things from Hot Toys reviews to toy hunts to a lot of soccer stuff. I have some really cool stuff coming up with the soccer that I think is going to be a lot of fun to be able to film and put out for you guys. So hopefully you guys are enjoying all this content. Like I said, let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking. And once again, that's going to do it for me this evening. Thank you guys so much once again, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya.